Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Reality TV Africa, and over here we love everything reality TV, okay? And I'm here back with another review for Nairich, and I don't know, are you guys watching Nairich? Hit me up in the comments. They're already on episode 6 of season 1, and it's a show based on reality TV. Well, they're not reality TV, but now they're reality TV celebrities. They were local celebrities in Nairobi, and now they're on TV, and we're just following their lives. And I like to start by rating the episode. I'll give it out of 10. I'll give it a 7. Yeah, this episode was okay. 30 minutes. It had some shade. It had some humor. It had some unseen footage. So we quickly start the episode with the guys, that's KRG, Rapudo, and Brian going for golf. Now these three men, KRG is a main cast, but Rapudo and Brian, Rapudo is the husband to Ambare, and Brian is the husband to Rispa. And yeah, they're meeting up. Brian did mention in some later scenes that that was his first time meeting Rapudo. Otherwise, most of these people have seen each other on social media. And of course, by way of their wives, now they're hanging out. And they're talking about, relationships. KRG saying he has a girlfriend. And you are a main cast. We want to see this girlfriend show up and mix it up with Amber and them. In as much as she may not be as big a personality in terms of followers and social media and not we want to see about her, okay? And maybe even his ex-wife coming into the mix, because she's also been on social media, with all their mess and whatnot in the past. So let's see his universe. Let's see, except not seeing his security and manager, whatever that guy is. We want to see his universe. Where are the rest? He's maybe a cousin here, a sister there, and something. Anyway, they talk about that, and also investments. And Brian is asking for investment ideas because he's not based in Kenya, he's based in the US. And they're telling him, both guys had different opinions. KRG was talking about manufacturing, fast moving goods, and Rapudo was talking about real estate, which I guess is his strong suit. I mean, in my opinion, I think real estate would be a safer route for someone like Brian, who's not based in Kenya, and leaving Rispa to do all the brick and mortar, running licenses, stuff, with the kind of investment they were telling him to put in. I think it would be asking too much unless she had a consultant or a big, help, a lot of help. She would need a lot of help, especially with not him around, him being around. Such a business needs the business owner around. Anyways, they were telling him that 10 million shillings is chump change, and KRG was saying he blows that kind of money on a weekend. And Rapudo was saying he would spend 20 million on a wedding. We want to see that wedding next season. Producers, season 2, we need a white wedding for Amber and Rapudo if they make it past season 1, because sneak peek of next week looks like they're getting into it. Anyway, post that, we see Amber and Rapudo go for a date, and they're doing a pottery class, making clay, out of clay. And Amber always is, her mind is always in the gutter, her mind is always on the D, her mind is always on SEX. So everything is just coming off very, like a turn on for her. And they have a good time, and she's catching him up about the ladies and how they were pissed off at her for showing up late and calling her out as saying she feels like she's a big deal because she has a huge number of following. I don't know if that's the reason why Amber keeps showing up late, but it's not cool. 3 hours late is a lot, especially in production time frame. I mean, the ladies are right to be irritated and angry. I mean, the least Amber could have done was come with apologies, but she was kind of cocky about it, and I guess they got pissed. I mean, in the unseen footage, we see things went up in flames. Amber left in a huff, and Rispa and Foreigner were telling her off, and it was a whole exchange of words. Anyways, We see Rispa and her hubby Brian catching up, and men love to gossip just as much as women. Don't let them lie to you, ladies. Men love a good gossip sesh, okay? And Rispa is trying to get all the tea out of her husband post the golf, the golf sesh the guys had. And he's just telling her that the guys were saying 10 million is little money, and she's like, oh, please. Like, please, do they have that kind of money right now? And then she was also, I think they were catching up on the businesses that these people have. And I think KRG mentioned that he has a tours and travel or a travel agency or something to do with tours and travel. And this is where Rispa now puts him on blast. She's like, I ain't never seen him post about nothing like that on his socials. If you're someone who's always big on social media and posting on social media, why wouldn't you promote your business? Which kind of makes sense. So, unless he's a silent investor and he's pumped in money to someone who has that. Either way, wouldn't you want it to thrive and make money so that you can make money? Good point Rispa threw in there about that. But she also shades Rapudo's pearly whites, talks about how he's done his teeth and fake beard. Like he got I don't know, there's these days you can go and get it done aesthetically. And she was kind of alluding, not even alluding, she was saying that Rapudo has gotten a beard plugs, implants or whatever you call it. And she playfully also mentions that maybe he could plug Brian because Brian is getting balding on his head. Instead of them going to Turkey, they can, consider going that route if he plugged them. Anyway, Brian gets a call and leaves her, and she calls her friend, her bestie, Fifi, who we've met in earlier episodes. But she's back in the States with her family, and it's quite early in the morning when she calls. So Fifi, picks her call, half asleep, but they get to throwing the shade, and the amount of shade that Fifi was throwing, the amount of shade that Rispa was throwing. I suspect, excuse me, I suspect that production cut out the scenes where Rispa was shading for Ina, because we did catch a bit where she's saying, we know who's financing for Ina in her apartment and her business, but the amount of shade they shaded Amber, talking about her body, Rispa body shamed her. Lord, my goodness. She body shamed her, talking about big bum and sugarcane legs. And yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was funny though. I'll say it was funny. It was hilarious. But oof, I don't know how Amber is feeling about that now that she's seen that. And her friend Fifi was going in on the fact that she goes to do club hostings and she calls herself a rich man's wife. But listen, this is where I'm going to defend Amber. Amber says a man like Rapudo is enhancing her already rich lifestyle. She's someone who claims and says, I make my own money. Before he came into my life, I was doing all fine by myself. I was living a good lifestyle. My kid was going to school well. So having him is a plus. It's an addition. It's not the end all and be all. Which is why I appreciate the fact that she still gets herself out of the house and goes and makes that bag. Because, honey, a man is not, shouldn't be your end all and be all. It shouldn't be your plan A. It should be your plan C or D or E. Okay, honey? Okay, ladies? Learn from the best. Yeah, we had a scene with KRG and his manager at some office. To be honest, like I've said before, I feel like KRG's scenes are just plonked in there. They're not realistic. They're not real. I mean, that office didn't even look like his. It just looked, there was no picture frame of his kids. When you looked at the laptop screen, on the reflection in his shades, because I had to rewind to check that out. He didn't even look like he was doing much on that laptop. He was just moving things around on the desktop. Anyway, that whole scene was just weird. It was just felt staged. He was hiring some new security detail, and I was like, okay, we could have done without that scene. Anyway, the next scene was Rispa meeting up with Foina. Honestly, I'm quite taken aback after seeing last week's picnic scene. Well, now I understand why Foina and Rispa are cool, because the unseen footage showed Amber leaving a half. But during last week's picnic, the way it was edited, it looked like Rispa and Amber were coming for Foina and ganging up on her, kinda, and shading her for the fact that she doesn't have no kids, she doesn't have no man, she's getting older. There's a lot of ageism going on there. Anyway, in this scene, Foina and Rispa, excuse me, are meeting up for, to catch up, I guess, have a meal, a drink. And you see Rispa talking about, Foina is getting older, she needs someone, she keeps saying she has someone, but the amount of times Foina posts and, posts her breakfast, her everything, her routine, we would have been seeing someone by now. That's what Rispa was talking about. But hey, so she tells her, girl, I'm about to hook you up with someone I think suits you. I've known you for 10 years. And again, production are baiting us and stretching the storyline. Because last week, when we ended off, we were being teased about this new man that, Rispa is bringing to meet Foina and to matchmake. And then we end off on this episode with the same teaser. Like, guys, talk about stretching a storyline. At this point, it's like, what are we doing? Anyway, if I can give it a guess on who it is, I happened to see Foina at a recent event a few weeks, not too long ago, actually like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And she happened to be with Otile Brown. Now, for you people who are not Kenyans and you're watching my reviews, Otile Brown is a local in Kenya musician artist based from the coast. His music is mostly a hit, across Kenya, but mostly at the coast and in Tanzania, where they listen to a lot of Kiswahili based music. And he is actually Vera Sidika's ex-boyfriend. They dated quite some years back. And I tend to see these men kind of being recycled because Vera Sidika's ex-husband, Brown Mauzo, is Ambare's ex-boyfriend as well. Yeah, so these women tend to recycle and men or whatever, share them or whatever you call it. Anyways, whatever floats your boat. If you like it, I love it. Yeah, so that's who I think it is. Guys, chime in the comments. Who do you think the man's is? I mean, if it's the build, like in terms of the body size and what we saw from the sneak peek. But yeah, I'll leave it off here and I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, your day, your lunchtime, your morning, your week, depending on when you're watching this review. And I'll catch you on my next review, guys.